What's up, guide hunters? If you're wondering which Evomons are actually worth leveling and evolving, this guide is for you. Today we're going through the complete Evomon tier list, but instead of simply reading names from a list, I will explain why certain Evomons are stronger than others, and how you should build your team for the entire game. Before we start talking about individual Evomons, there is one thing you should always remember. Evomon is heavily based on elemental matchups. Even the strongest creature in the game can lose if it fights against an element that counters it. Because of that, you should never build a team with only your favorite Evomons. Instead, try covering as many different elements as possible. Let's start with the S-tier Evomons. These are the creatures that consistently perform well from the middle of the game all the way into late game content. The first one is Lavarock. This is widely considered the best fire type in the current meta. It deals excellent damage and has fantastic matchups against grass, bug, steel, and ice enemies. You should only be careful against water, rock, and ground types, so make sure the rest of your team can handle those weaknesses. Another S-tier pick is Tarragon. If you like durable Evomons that can survive difficult battles, this is one of the best choices available. It performs extremely well against water, ground, and rock enemies while providing incredible consistency throughout the game. Fire, flying, ice, bug, and poison types remain its biggest threats. Valcrest is another amazing choice. Its flying typing makes it extremely useful during progression, farming, and many difficult battles. Thanks to its high speed and strong offensive pressure, it fits into almost every balanced team. Just avoid fighting rock, ice, or electric enemies whenever possible. The final S-tier recommendation is Arcapex. Many players consider it the strongest electric type currently available. It easily handles water and flying opponents while fitting into almost any late game team. Ground remains its biggest weakness, so always prepare another teammate before entering those fights. Moving into a tier, there are still plenty of fantastic options. Wispex is an excellent poison type that becomes stronger during longer battles. Frostseer provides some of the best ice coverage in the game, making it perfect against flying, ground, and dragon enemies. Chitaladin is probably the strongest bug investment, especially after reaching its final evolution. Dadnymph is another excellent grass type, although Tarragon still takes the top spot if you only want one dedicated grass Evomon. Pumash and Astronite are both reliable fighting types that perform well against normal, rock, ice, and steel enemies. Impixie is another very strong fire option, although if you have access to Lavarock, that should usually be your priority. Depark offers solid poison coverage, while Peplum and Fluffistar are both dependable rock types. Boltonia is another useful electric alternative if you have not unlocked Arcapex yet. The B tier mostly contains good progression Evomons. They can absolutely carry you through the early and middle parts of the game, but many of them are eventually replaced by stronger alternatives. Blasmane remains a solid fire starter, Mudthorn is an excellent beginner ground type, and Spikemane provides similar coverage. Sundercream, Starmuse, Gebpress, and Mopillo all have situations where they can perform well, but they usually are not the first creatures you should invest all your resources into. The C tier contains more niche picks. Glassataddle, Frustel, Twirlby, and Sylvanark can still work if your team needs their specific element, but stronger alternatives exist in almost every case. Finally, we have the D tier. Mirefish, Bubblade, Clamspire, Tinkor, Leafblade, and Chirphantom are not completely unusable, but they are generally outclassed by stronger Evomons that perform the same roles much better. If you are planning long-term progression, these usually should not be your priority investments. Now let's talk about building an actual team, because this is where many players make mistakes. You should not fill your entire team with S-tier Evomons if they all share similar weaknesses. Instead, build around element coverage. A balanced team should always have answers for water, fire, ground, flying, grass, and electric enemies. One strong example would be combining Lava Rock, Tarragon, Ballcrest, Arcapex, Brassiere, and either Wishex or Pumash. This gives you excellent coverage against almost every important matchup in the game. Another thing you should always consider is speed. In turn-based battles, attacking first often decides the outcome. High damage means very little if your Evomon gets knocked out before taking its turn. Raw damage is obviously important as well, especially because many difficult fights only give you one opportunity to attack before the enemy responds. Strong offensive Evomons generally provide more value than overly defensive ones, although having at least one bulky teammate like Tarragon is always a good idea. Special abilities also make a huge difference. Many of the strongest Evomons stand out because their unique skills provide much more value than their basic stats alone. This is another reason why simply comparing attack or HP numbers never tells the full story. Finally, always pay attention to elemental strengths and weaknesses. Fire deals double damage to grass, bug, ice, and steel, while water counters fire, rock, and ground. Grass beats water, rock, and ground. Electric destroys water and flying. Learning these relationships will improve your battles far more than simply leveling another Evomon. At the end of the day, there is no single perfect team for every situation. The best players constantly adjust their lineup depending on the enemies they expect to fight. If you build around strong elemental coverage while prioritizing the highest performing Evomons for each type, you will have a much easier time clearing bosses, progressing through new areas, and preparing for future updates. If you found this tier list helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Evomon Roblox guides, team builds, boss strategies, and update coverage. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next guide.